Alright. What up, y'all? How you guys doing? It's your boy out here, Odysseus. This podcast is brought to you by the American Snuff Company. American Snuff. Quality snuff since 1782. And your boy here has significantly stepped up his snuff game. Look at this little fucker, dude. You know what the fuck this is? If I would have had this back when I was a dope head, I'd have been the most happening fucking junkie on the fucking curb, dude. For real. Look at this fucker. Imagine this is just full of blow. A little treat for both nostrils. Yep. Isn't that the coolest little fucking thing? I fucking dig it. Alright. So yeah. Ironically enough, this whole podcast is going to be about addiction. As I put stuff up my nose and it gives me a buzz. It doesn't really give me a buzz. If I didn't do it for a couple days, it would give me a buzz from hell. Like, you remember, like, when you used to, for the people that smoke cigarettes in high school, like, the first cigarette when you got out of school would give you, like, a tiny little buzz? It's kind of like that. I don't know. Coffee gives me more of a buzz than this stuff does. It just gives me a stimulus, a nasal. I don't know. I'm a fucking addict, guys. And that's what the podcast is about. As I put down one addiction and grab the other, this cup of coffee. Yeah, they say once an addict, always an addict. There's truth to that, and there's lie to that. I don't know if that's how you say things, but what they mean is once a drug addict, always a drug addict. That's not true, because that sentence means that no one's ever successfully quit doing drugs, and that's fucking just not true. So, if you have an addiction and you get it out of your life, you are likely to replace it with another addiction. But it can be a drug addiction that you replace with another addiction. Like, there was a couple times in my... it's no secret to you guys, I was addicted to heroin for the better part of 10 years. There was 2 breaks in there, though, where I wasn't doing any opiates. And, when I wasn't doing those opiates, I had other addictions. One of those times is when I fell in love with jiu-jitsu. And that just completely changed my life, honestly. Like, I was more content with that than I ever was with drugs. It was amazing. I felt like a superhero. But, yeah, this podcast is about addiction. Because I figured it's a topic that I can talk about from just pure experience. And I'm a pretty smart guy. So hopefully I can enlighten some fools, addicts and non-addicts, and help everyone, come together. Because it's a pretty serious fucking problem. Like, whether you're the addict, or it's your friend, or it's your brother, or it's someone you know, or somebody you care about. Like, it seems like every day you get on Facebook and somebody's fucking dead. And it's fucking heartbreaking. Somebody died today, and no, not today, the day that you're watching this, because if it's a video podcast, it doesn't come out the day that I recorded. But it's a girl, I only met her one time, and she's beautiful, and I'll never forget her. Like, she was that kind of a person where you're like, whoa. And she has a kid, It's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Drugs. And it's like, let's just define addiction, alright? I've got a few definitions here, just so we know we're talking about the same thing through this podcast, right? Webster defines it as the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. Now, I like and dislike this definition, one, because it uses the word addicted in the definition of addiction, which is like, I came here to understand what that word means. Why would you use that word in the definition? But I like that they said particular substance, thing, or activity. Because like I said, when I stopped doing opiates, started doing jiu-jitsu, that was an addiction. Physical and mental. So, it was, I really enjoyed it. You know, it got my dopamine flowing, it made me feel good. That was the same thing I was getting from drugs. But it was a good addiction. But now, you could say I didn't find jiu-jitsu, say I filled that void with fucking cheeseburgers, you know? That would have been a bad addiction. You can get addicted to anything. There's people addicted to blackjack. There's people addicted to porno. There's people addicted to the dumbest things you've ever fucking heard in your life. Things that you would never even try are things that you look at. I used to work at a gas station third shift, and I would watch people come in, and I felt like a blackjack dealer. The fucking scratch-offs, dude. Like, $1, $1. No, okay, let me get that one. And there's like a method to the madness in their head. They think they're making sense, but they don't. It's just, they get the same release of chemicals when they're scratching those fucking tickets as I do when I'm sticking a fucking needle in my arm, you know? Okay. Another definition here. A compulsive need for and use of a habit-forming substance characterized by tolerance and a well-defined physiological symptom upon withdrawal. And then another definition is a chronic disease of brain reward, motivation, memory-related circuitry. I don't know if that was grammatically correct. I can't read my own chicken scratch. Because I'm addicted to coffee, and when I write, I'm like, yeah! And I'm a lefty. Southpaw in this head. Alright. And then this last definition is one I like. It seems to fit. The state of being enslaved to a habit or practice to such an extent that cessation causes severe trauma. I like that one. Because it's like, when people are like, why can't you stop? It's as easy as that. Just don't do it. Yeah, that's all you have to do, but it's not as easy as that. It's not as easy as don't do it. When there's literally like neurons in your head firing going, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Like, I'm trying to bring you guys into the mind of a junkie for a second. Which I'm like going on 10 months off of the shit, so like, feels good, you know? Like, I haven't even been smoking weed, I ain't been drinking alcohol, like, I've been drinking the shit out of some coffee. You're gonna see me drink probably 4 cups of coffee during this podcast. Because I need it to keep on moving, keep on moving. Yeah. And you'll probably see me do some snuff, too. Out of my badass little dispenser. But, yeah, yeah, so, sorry, I hate little lapses like this. Addiction. So imagine if every day you had one goal, and every day you failed that goal. Don't you think that that goal is probably harder than people think it is? Every day I would wake up and be like, don't do heroin today. But then all the triggers start setting in. Like, the way I would describe the physical symptoms is like, imagine if you had the flu. Like, the flu, it sucks. You feel like shit. You're fucking icky. You just suck. You know, you're weak. You're sick. $10 takes all that away. $10 gets rid of the flu. Imagine if that was the cure for the common flu. $10 bill. There would be no flus. Nobody would have the flu. You know? That's what I'm getting at here. That's literally what it takes. If you're addicted to heroin, $10 worth of heroin will cure your heroin withdrawals. for a day. Or, I mean, if you... tolerance, you know, there's a spectrum. I always try to keep mine low. It's like, I know what's going on here. I can't get out, but I'm going to keep it low, you know? And I did get out. But it's hard. You gotta, for me to get out, I had to, like, literally get out. I had to physically remove myself from the area in which all of the heroin I knew was located, you know? I had to bounce hard on that fucking state. Because it was only a matter of time before I was dead. I can't even tell you how many times I've overdosed, you know? Like, you fucking do your drugs and then you wake up fucking like 4 hours later and all your shit's spilled out on your lap and you're like, oh wow, I wonder if I was breathing, you know? Like, good thing nobody knocked on the window and I didn't go to jail, or like, that's happened over 10 fucking times, you know? I'm fucking lucky to be alive, like 50 Cent said. It's clear that I'm here for a real reason, because he got hit like I got hit, but he ain't fucking breathing. Many men wish death upon me. So yeah, like I said, I was doing speedballs there towards the end, like all the time, you know? Coke and heroin and meth, whatever, same time, same rig. Like, I ain't ashamed of this shit, you know? Because I'm not doing it anymore. It's, I'm not proud of it by any means, don't ever think that. But, ain't no shame up in my game, you know? I didn't want to do this. I succumbed to it, you know? I'll tell you how it happened. Maybe. And, yeah. And when I tell you about it, this little fucking pair here will make a little sense, too. Okay, so I guess I should start my addiction story with my just substance abuse beginning at 14, drinking alcohol with friends, you know? It was like every day of my life had been sober until one day. So, you guys want a drink? What? I gotta drink some coffee, sorry. America. Yeah. This is how fucking once an addict, always an addict type of shit, you know? But, shit. I've put much worse brown fluids into my body. Okay. So yeah, started at 14 drinking alcohol. Just curiosity, you know, I guess. Peer pressure, shit like that. Whatever. Just, it was there, it was an option, and I did it. And, then that's the first time you experience not being in reality. And you realize why there are reasons that you would like to escape reality, which you never really thought about before, because they're, kind of damaging thoughts, you know? When you're sober, you don't think about that shit. That shit sucks. For me, it stemmed back to a lot of, as I found later in my adult life, fucking straight up daddy issues. I didn't know my dad. But, and then come to find out, actually, though, talking to my siblings, who we have the same dad, he struggled with addiction in his life too, so it was like, oh, okay. Because I was always like the black sheep of the family. It was like, why, can you believe it? It doesn't make any sense. We never, you know? And I was like, sorry, I just got to. Ah! So yeah, that's me doing drugs. So yeah, started with that. And then, so I started drinking. And then next came, usually people start smoking pot. I actually started with psychedelics, because I was like, well, listen, if I'm going to start doing drugs, because in the DARE program they tell you all about drugs, and they tell you that all the drugs are bad. They're like, they're all fucking terrible. They'll all make you want to fucking kill your family and burn your house down and fucking shoot up a school, you know, like stupid shit like that. But when I like really researched them, it was like, well, psychedelics seem kind of fucking fun, you know? Like, it seems like you can learn from them, and I was totally on to something with that shit. But so yeah, I tripped before I ever smoked weed, you know? Pretty cool. But then I started smoking pot, and smoking pot turns out not bad at all. Who knew? It's fucking cool. You don't. Yeah, it's fucking. Woo, oh man, you gonna finish those fucking donuts? You know, like. Oh shit, is there a pizza in the oven? Hey, do you remember that song from 2006 by that one guy? Like, that's fucking weed, dude. That's it. Alcohol is like, fuck you, bitch. Like, alcohol destroys families. You fucking swerving, hitting cars, driving on the sidewalk, you know? Like, alcohol fucks people's lives up, ends people's lives. Pot, you fucking burn your pizza, you know? Or you can't remember that song from 2006. That's pot. It's worse, you know? Or like a fucking, I guess the worst thing pot's ever done to me is make me sleep for like 16 hours. When I first got to Colorado, edibles are no joke, guys. It's different than smoking. Like, when you get some like actual like milligrammed up edibles, listen to the fucking dude that's selling them to you, you know, behind the counter. Don't be like, I've been smoking weed my whole life. When he says, like, listen, you only need 20 milligrams, but we sell them in hundreds, so only take one bite of this fucking candy bar. Only take one fucking bite of that candy bar. Or you are going to start fucking tripping out, and you're going to go to sleep for a while. But that's all that happens, you know? Fucking have to call him some bullshit excuse to work the next day. That's the worst that happens. It's not like alcohol. I've driven to work drunk and showed up drunk. That's fucked up. If you do that high, that's nobody notices, you know? Yeah. But alright, back to addictions. Yeah, you can be addicted to any substance. Alcohol is a very common one, because alcohol is the most common substance out there to get fucked up on that you can buy, because they sell it everywhere. Because they tried to make it illegal, and then the mob was like, cool, now we're running the game, which, like, apply that to the rest of the drugs. Like, the fucking cartel down there, they're cutting people's heads off every day over some cocaine money, dude. Like, every day. But, alright, so yeah, back to my story. So yeah, I was drinking, I was smoking, I smoke, I drink, I'm supposed to stop, but I can't. I'm a dog, I love hoes. Sorry, I told you I got one of them brains. You say 2 words of a song, I'm fucking singing it. Okay. Everything's gravy. Sophomore year, got drunk at a football game, and see, this is like society's problem with drugs, is they see it as a problem that's not theirs. That's your problem, buddy. Yuck. Get away from me. You fucking, you know, just, yeah. And, so yeah, got drunk at a football game, got expelled for a whole year. The school didn't try to get me help. The school didn't ask why I was drinking. The school asked, where did you get that alcohol? And your boy here, not a snitch. I think that's the reason I got expelled for the whole year, is because they had a tape recorder on the table, and they're like, where'd you get the alcohol? And there's just like 30-second pause on the fucking audio. And they're like, alright, moving along, you know? Because there was 2 other kids that were like fucking straight popping pills, dude. Fucking Xannies and Perks, dude, which is like the fucking rave nowadays. All these fucking rappers, dude. Fuck, dude. Back in my day, rappers were like fucking drug dealers. Now they're like popping pills and fucking, you know, it's just so dumb, dude. Rappers suck now. But yeah. So I got expelled for a year. They didn't try to get me help. I effectively got a fucking, instead of summer break, it was summer, spring, fall, winter break, you know? Year break. That's what I got. And so, you know, what do you do when you got nothing to do and no guidance because your parents are at work every day and you have nothing to do? Fucking drugs, dude. I started experimenting with drugs. And then, by the time the legal system caught up to me for the underage drinking, I was a full-blown drug addict. I started just drinking. At the time, that was the only thing I'd been doing. By the time I had to go to court, like 6 months later, I'd tried every song in that fucking little white Oxycontin song. I set out to do that. I was like, Oxycontin, Xanax bars, Percocets, Lortabs, Valium, morphine patches, ecstasy. Yes, let's do it. All of it. I thought I was fucking cool. God. Oh, it's disgusting. But, yeah. So, yada yada yada, go back to school. Now, I'm Tyler the fucking druggie. Which people thought I was like a druggie before I even was a druggie. Like, when I was in middle school, people would be like, flashing me pills, like, what is this? I'd be like, I don't know, fucking illegal, get the fuck away from me, holy shit! And they're like, dude, I thought you were cool. And it's like, I am cool, but like, you thought I was a druggie? Like, why? You know? Why? Tell me why. Like, people try to sell me drugs randomly, like people, like drug dealers, like if there's like a fucking coke dealer behind me at the gas station, he'll lean and be like, yo, you fucking blow. And it's like, alright. You know? Or vice versa. I was at Walmart the other day and this fucking black dude walks up and he's like, hey yo, you got any weed I can buy? I was like, what the fuck, dude? Because I got the fucking ponytail, like, what the fuck, you know, like, but nah, I wish. Sorry, bro. If I did, I'd smoke it with you. You know? Yeah. Drugs. Where was I going? Oh, okay. So, yeah. I go back to school, and I'm a fucking druggie now. And, like, every day we're, like, riding to school, smoking blunts, bumping gangster rap, you know? Like, I'm a full-time hustler, full-time, yeah. Fuck yeah, let's go in there. Nobody's gonna know we reek a fucking pot and our eyes aren't open and we fucking failed all our tests first period, you know? Nobody's gonna realize that. Nobody did either. Fucking good job, Westfield High School. Kicked me out for drinking and then let me back in reeking of weed, you know? Fucking dumb fucks. So I get out of school, graduate with only 3 years of fucking school, mind I add you. Fucking sophomore year, 0 credits. Came back like, what's up guys? I got a drug problem now, but gotta do my homework, cause I gotta graduate, right? I did though. And I remember fucking Mr. Temple's law education, he was like, he knew that I had to pass his class to graduate, like it all came down to him. And I had like a fucking D in his class. And there was this project at the end. It was a big project, and it was just like a bunch of shit I just didn't want to do. And I kind of like weighed it out, like, can I still get a D- in this class and get a 0 on this project? And I was like, yes, I can. And I just fucking kicked back, and he noticed, like, this dude's not doing his fucking project. And he fucking tried to corner me, and fucking, dude's like he's like a little shorter than me, but he's big, burly chested motherfucker, you know, so he's like a bulldog up in my face, like, arr, arr. And I was like, oh shit. And he's like, I know you gotta pass this class to graduate. And I was like, yeah, I know. And he's like, so, and I was like, motherfucker, do what you gotta do, but like, I already fucking punched in the numbers on the calculator, and like, I ain't doing your fucking project, you know? Like, whatever. Ballin'! So yeah, your boy walked across that stage. And, yeah, he was shitty. He was cool, though. I learned a lot in that class, actually. Learned how to fucking flex on police officers. That ain't no shit. So yeah, graduate high school. 1 month later, got reintroduced to a friend. When I first moved, I lived in Indianapolis. Then I moved to Georgia for a couple years. Then I moved back to the north suburbs, Westfield, of Indianapolis. And I made 2 friends very quickly in my neighborhood. One's the homie. 2, Perry. And, we were like the 3 Musketeers, you know? Like, except, yeah, no, we were the 3 Musketeers, dude, like, straight up. We're lying and cheating and stealing, like, we don't even know what it is, but if it's wrong, we're all about it, you know? Like, we're fucking ditching the bus and fucking tearing up each other's fucking homework, you know? Like, we're little fucking hellions, dude, beating the shit out of each other, choking each other unconscious at fucking 6 years old and shit. Like, we were fucking gangsters running around at fucking... Our balls hadn't even dropped yet, and we were fucking each other up, you know? Like, fucking... Yeah. Little kids you don't fuck with, you know? It was like fucking 3 little Eric Cartmans, dude. So yeah. Anyway, we all grow up slowly, as people do, and we all kind of went our separate ways. Came back full circle. Same neighborhood, same 3 of us. And now we're all 18. And, you know, fuck it, dude. He's dead. It's not like I'm calling anybody out. Perry's mom was a heroin addict. And, we were all kids that wanted to do drugs. And so Perry would ask her for heroin, and she would say no, like any reasonable mother would. But she only did that for a little while. Eventually she said yeah, and she gave him some. And he gave some to the homie, and the homie gave some to me, and I gave some to my homies, and so on and so forth. And like, really around Westfield, we were the first ones doing it, man. Like, this was like 2008, like, well, no, because I remember in like 2007 there was people running off in bathrooms, so I guess we weren't the first ones doing it. We were the first people I knew about that were doing it. But it's because people ain't vocal about fucking, you know, look at that. That's on me for life. I ain't even really ashamed of it, you know? It's like a battle scar. I battled that addiction, and I have a scar from it. Yeah, I don't know. I've got mixed feelings on all this. So yeah. That's how we all got addicted to heroin. Me, personally, anyway. And my close friends. And then life changes. So, the rest of this podcast is going to be about what you can do as a person to help people. Because there was I'm going to smoke a cigarette, dude, because this is about to get heavy. Sorry. There's my little pack of cigarettes. Make love, not war. I'm going to slide it open, pop the cigarettes out. I really want to quit smoking. Really bad. But, okay. So, if you or anybody you know is struggling with addiction, or not if anybody you know or care about is struggling with addiction, don't distance yourself from them. Don't be like, oh, they're going down that path. They're this now. When you think of that person, don't think of like I'll just use myself as an example. Like, don't think of me as a heroin addict. Don't think of heroin addict Tyler, you know? I'm fucking Tyler, and I have a chemical dependency going on in my body. Not now, thank God. 10 months off the shit. Hallelujah. Praise Jehovah. Sincerely. But, yeah, so don't they're a person that's going through some shit, you know? It's like if, and I don't like equating it to a disease because you don't choose to have an addiction, but you make choices that result in your addiction, which you could say the same thing about cancer, effectively. Like, if you would have ate healthier and exercised your whole life, maybe your fucking organ wouldn't have started fucking creating a bunch of cells, you know? But it's not nice to put blame on people for cancer because we're not sure exactly about it. But there's no questions about addiction. It's like, if you didn't stick that fucking needle in your arm, you wouldn't have been addicted. Period. End of discussion. So, yeah. But let's equate it to a disease for a second, you know? If someone has cancer, you're not like, oh God, they have cancer. I don't want to talk to them because they have cancer. It's like, oh shit, they have cancer. That's one of those things that can kill you. I should probably spend a little more time with them. I should try to make them happy. Maybe that's the best thing I can do to combat their disease. Because it is. There's all kinds of studies on that shit. Happiness and almost denial of the cancer, effectively. Like, I know that sounds terrible to people who are like, yes, say that to my fucking grandma who's got 14 tumors in her head. And it's like, well, there's levels to everything, guys, okay? I'm not a fucking cancer doctor. Don't fucking listen to me. Don't ever listen to me about your fucking medical shit, alright? I'm me, alright? Listen to me about addiction, though. When somebody's addicted to something, don't turn your back on them. There's a reason that they're using. They don't want to be using. Like I said, every day I would wake up with one goal. Don't do heroin today. And you could, you know, get through that first cup of coffee and you're like, alright. And the withdrawals start to set in a little bit, and you're like, I'm going to stay strong, and then that phone starts ringing, and fucking one person after another, and you're like, I'm not spending my money on it, fuck that, and then it gets down to people who are just like, dude, will you give me a ride, and then it's like, you got people that you know are feeling like, it's like, it's so hard to remove yourself from the lifestyle. It's like, imagine if you lived in the jungle and you were like, I'm sick of all this greenery, you know, like, too bad, dude, you're in the fucking jungle. Welcome to the jungle. So, yeah. Don't give up on people. Please. They need you more than ever when they're, like, imagine how bad someone's hurting when they're sticking a fucking dirty needle in their arm, you know? Like, holy shit. They need somebody. They need a lot of people. And they need love. Because nobody in a perfect situation would be doing that. Nobody. And it really fucks with your reward systems in your head, man. It's like, you shouldn't be able to feel that good ever. Like if somebody was like, Tyler Otis, and like the feeling I was feeling was the feeling of heroin. The only question you could walk up that would, if it wasn't heroin, that could like accurately depict it, I don't know, this is hard to phrase, hard to even think of these questions. It's like, how does it feel to know that you just won a landslide victory, you're the President of the United States, and you won the touchdown that won the Super Bowl, and you're the fucking world champion and everything, you know? How does it feel? Heroin, that's how it feels. It's like, literally, the floodgates of dopamine are open. It's like, there's all these receptors in your head, and then it's like, oh shit, word, whoa. Should never be able to feel like that. Never. That's like, yeah. You just shouldn't be able to feel like that. But $10 can get you like that. It's fucked up, right? Super fucked up. I think so. I think the whole world's fucked up. But specifically the drugs. Especially when you, like, look at, like, we got a war on drugs, you know? They got a war on drugs so the police can bother me, and I never did a crime I ain't have to do. Tupac. But no, it's like, we got a war on drugs, but if you look over, all of the world's 98%, not all, but 98% of the world's opium comes from, where? Where's that? Afghanistan? Oh, you mean that country that we've been fucking boots on the ground in for the last fucking 14 years? Or, excuse me, 16 years? Holy shit. 98% of the world's heroin comes from there. They have enough opium on reserve underground to where if we flamethrower, scorched earth motherfuckers, they have enough opium underground to keep us in supply, to keep all these heroin addicts fucking nodding out for 2 years. That's how much fucking opium they have. And they ain't stopping anytime soon, because our boys over there fighting for freedom are standing in front of these fucking poppy plants with their guns with strict orders not to fuck with those plants. And it's like, well, hold on. If you're told to walk around this field with your gun and not destroy it and shoot anybody that tries to, aren't you effectively guarding that field? Maybe. Maybe because it's all a fucking rigged game. They want us all fucking dumb and down, dude. And that's why, like, you go to the fucking dentist, you get a fucking tooth pulled, and you fucking get addicted to fucking Percocets. Or you fucking, I fucking punched a mirror, cut a fucking tendon. They gave me, luckily, I was already a heroin addict when this happened. I cut a fucking tendon in my hand. They gave me 5 Percocet a day for 6 weeks. And then, boop, told me no more. Could you imagine if I wasn't, like, if I didn't have other means of getting opiates? I would have been like, what the fuck? Oh no, I need a fucking Percocet. I would have been out there fucking blowing dudes in alleyways for fucking Vicodins, dude. For real. Not for real, I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, oh, you got the Vicodins? Alright, pull your dick out. Sorry, dude. You're a weirdo. Put your dick away. Sorry I had to rob you. But, no, it's like, for real, they fucking did that. They got me addicted to fucking Percocets. Knowingly. And then one day I call to get them filled, because I was getting them filled. I was fucking selling them for fucking heroin, and or I'd pop them if I didn't have any heroin, you know, because they're opiates. It's the same fucking thing. You just can't shoot up a Percocet. And it's like, one day there's like, no more. And it's like, whoa. You know what you just did to somebody? You gave someone, they were 5s, so 5 of those, that's 25 milligrams of oxycodone a day for 6 weeks, and then took it all away. Like, that is fucked up. Like, there's nobody that can do that and not experience physical withdrawal symptoms. And if they didn't know what was, like, if they didn't even know about opiates, they would think that they were sick. They would go to the fucking doctor and be like, what's wrong? And they wouldn't find out, and then they would be like, oh, everything hurts, everything fucking, and then they'd probably get on some other fucking pain medicines, dude. Like, it's fucked up. The whole thing's fucked up. The whole system's fucked up. I try to stick to fucking ibuprofen now, dude, for real. Like, if ibuprofen don't fix it, sorry about you, dude. You're gonna hurt. Like, when I got this fucking scar up on my face, they were like, do you want any medicine? Do you want any medicine? And I was like, no. And then, like, a couple hours into them fucking working on the inside of my head, I was like, fuck! And they finally, I was like, fucking give it to me. And they gave me hydromorphone, which is Dilaudid, which is like, it's more potent than heroin, actually. It was fucking nice. Not gonna lie. I was, what's fucked up is I was drunk when I got my brain injury, and so like I was alcohol alcohol and benzodiazepines and opiates, fatal as fuck. Yeah, so I was drunk and they gave me this fucking shot of Dilaudid. Could have fucking killed me straight up. But it didn't, because I'm a veteran of the game, you know? But, yeah. So if you guys know anybody that's struggling with addictions, don't just turn your back on them, alright? Because they need you bad. Because they're not fucking happy with their life. So they're fucking... Almost everybody that overdoses is alone when they do it. And you know how I know that? Because I've saved 5 people's lives with mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. If you're ever with somebody and they overdose on opiates, you don't have to worry about pumping on their chest. Well, I mean, sometimes you do, but the way opiates kill you is they relax your muscles to the point where your diaphragm stops contracting and you just stop breathing. And that's why you start turning blue. The heart's still beating because that's central nervous system, brain, electrical signal to the heart, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. But the organs are slowing and shutting down. So all you got to do is breathe, give them the breath of life. I've saved 5 people's lives like that because I had one person die on me, and never again. I'm not gonna let anybody else's coffin rest on my fucking conscience. I've got so many dead friends, and I'm gonna have more. And one of my fucking best friends, Perry, he's gone forever. I think about him a lot. When I found out that he died that day, I had to fucking leave work, dude. It fucked me up. Like, we're dying, guys. We're fucking dying. And it starts with something like a fucking, you know, a broken arm or anything, dude. Like, you can get hooked and they get them fucking meat hooks in you and it's so hard to get off, dude. And then they'll take you to fucking methadone clinics and Suboxone doctors. Those are fucking jokes. I went to the methadone clinic with one of my ex-girlfriends, and it's a fucking joke, dude. It's like the world's most depressing Disneyland line. Like, it's like the bank, like the fucking poles with the fucking, you know, you're waiting, like zigzags. And you just listen to people's conversation, and they're like, yeah, I've been here since, like, 86. And you're like, what the fuck? They never fucking, what? Like, how? You been here for fucking 30 years? Like, holy shit. They're like, yeah. And, it's really easy to get your dose increased. All you have to do is be like, I was thinking about using the other day. And they're like, oh my god, here's a little bit more. Sprinkle a little extra in there. But if you want your shit lowered, they have to have, like, meetings and shit, and they ask you if you're sure, like, 100 fucking times. And it's like, hold the fucking phone, dude. Why can't I lower my dose? I want less today than I had yesterday, and so on and so forth, until I can fucking leave this place and never fucking come back. And they're like, well, it's gonna do... And so I get to talking to this fucking counselor guy in there, and I'm like, dude, it seems like you guys have invested interest in people staying here for life. And they're like, well, some people aren't ready to handle life without opiates. And I was like, some people are wanting to live life without opiates, and this is the first step for them, or so they thought. Methadone turns out so much more physically addictive than any other opiate. If you want to get off heroin, it's just a really fucked up week. If you want to get off methadone, it's a fucked up month. Like, for real. Like, that shit lingers in your body. Like, you feel like death for a month. But heroin's just like, you know, 5 to 7 days. Which can feel like eternity when you're fucking covered in sweat and shitting yourself and fucking crying, you know? Like, it's like, ah! Like, 1 hour is too much of that shit, you know? But, Yeah, the fucking methadone. So I get down to like the fucking, I really find out what the fuck's going on in this place, and they're like, well, listen, we are a public company, you know, you can buy stock in the methadone clinic. And I was like, oh my god. Like, the whole nation, like, there's stockholders that are like, increase the dose. That guy wants to leave, not so fast, kids. Ha ha ha. Have you tried the bubblegum flavor? You know, like, it's like, what the fuck is going on here? Maddening. And then they get these fucking Suboxones, or it's like, they gave, just my girlfriend, they give her 3 Suboxones a day. If anybody's ever done Suboxone, 1 Suboxone a day, too much. If you gave average Joe off the street 1/4 of 1 Suboxone, he'd be puking his fucking guts up for 2 days straight. Swear it. He might fucking go to the hospital. Like, 1/4 of one of those things. Like, it's no fucking joke. They gave this girl, she's fucking small, dude. She's like 5'1", 115 pounds, dude. Like, 3 a day. And then we fucking move and go to this other fucking city, and this guy, this crazy doctor, I told this doc that there's only been 3 people that I was actually going to kill, and somebody had to talk me out of it, and this doctor was one of them. He does like liposuction and Suboxone. So he's like, come in here with your fucking insecurities and weaknesses and I'll fix you. And so she goes in there for the fucking Suboxones, and he makes them himself. They're not little films. They are fucking Starbursts. Like little squares of fucking corn syrup flavored. Like, you're like, ooh, do I want a green apple or a fucking blue raspberry today? Drugs, heroin. He makes them in his basement. And it's all legal. Like, he gets the fucking ingredients and shit. I don't know if it's legal, actually. And he prescribed her that and some benzos, which is a fatal combination. And he's like, he tried saying, like, listen, it's a small dose of benzos. And I said, small dose, dude? You're giving her a bottle. She's an adult. Yeah, you tell her to take 1 every fucking 6 hours, but you're giving her fucking 45 of them at a time. You think she's only gonna take 1? Oh yeah, the whole reason we came here is because we're fucking drug addicts, dude. Like, ugh. This fucking doctor. Anyway, I told him I was going to cut his throat and watch his life puddle on the floor beneath him. At which point my girlfriend was like, you need to wait in the car. I was going to kill that fucking doctor, dude. Because I saw the fucking racket he was running, dude. He was like, you come in here with an addiction, I'll get you addicted to other shit. You ain't never fucking leaving my doctor's office. I was like, oh yeah? You're about to leave this fucking universe, dude. You're fucking scum. I almost killed that guy. The other guy I almost killed on some fucking opiate shit, another girlfriend. She was fucking, this dude fucking flashed a fucking bunch of drugs to this girl, and she was like, yo, dude, I think I can fucking score some drugs. I'll be right back. And I was like, word. And I wasn't worried about her fucking like cheating on me or nothing, because like she was a gangster. And she ran over there, and she goes back, and she's like fucking traumatized. And I was like, what the fuck happened? She's like, he tried to give me some, but he pulled his fucking dick out and wanted me to snort it off his dick. And I was like, whoa, really? Okay. Picked up a brick, started walking down the fucking street. I was like, I'm gonna cave in this fucking dude's head. I'm gonna fucking, it's brains on the fucking street, dude. That's what I was gonna do. You don't fucking do that to my lady. Nuh-uh, nuh-uh, nuh-uh. But she was like, dude, we fucking live here, you know? Like, you kill that dude, everybody else that's got this fucking same color t-shirt on the fucking block. We were in the hood, dude. Like, it's Hallville, Indianapolis, dude. If you know. Hallville ain't no fucking joke, dude. Yeah. So, she talked me out of killing that guy. And then, the other person I was gonna kill was because he was a real piece of shit. And somebody had to talk me out of it. I was walking around with a knife looking for him. But he deserved it. I'm not going to go into details about that because statute of limitations, not up. Yeah. I don't know, guys. This was supposed to be a really informative podcast. but I drink way too much coffee in the meantime. But hopefully you take something away from this and you learn to love your people that have addictions. You learn to help them and not hurt them. And you learn that it's just a bad chapter of their life. But without your love and your care, it could be the last chapter of their life. So I'm grateful that I'm alive. I almost feel guilty that I'm alive, guys. It's like the Jews that survived the Holocaust. It's like, why did I... What did I do to deserve this, you know? Why not me too? You know? Fucking got Perry. Why not me? I'm here for a reason. Maybe it's to put this podcast out. Maybe it's to put the next podcast out, which is hopefully going to be a fucking funny one. But yeah, love you guys. Nice to see you guys. Sorry, there was a little delay in the little lull in the action of the podcast. It's like you can't force these things, you know. If I sit there with my pen and my paper and nothing's coming to mind, it's like I don't want to ramble a bunch of nonsense to you guys and just to fill up a fucking hour, you know. So I had to wait till something hit me, you know. Something really hit me in the feels, and when I saw that girl died, it was like, she's beautiful. And I went to her Facebook profile, and it's like, just 2 days ago she was posting pictures of her kid and shit, you know, and it's just like, and that kid was like 5, 6, 7, like old enough to know like where the fuck's mommy, you know, like old enough to be traumatized for the rest of her fucking life. And it's fucking just god awful, you know. And maybe if somebody would have been nicer to that girl, or if somebody would have given her a more sincere hug, or if somebody would have fucking tried, or somebody would have just been there physically in the physical, been there next to her, she'd still be alive, you know. So just, when people are hurting, don't let them be alone, you know? Even if they're not drug addicts, you know? If you think that they're fucking hurting, don't let them hurt. Compassion, guys, you know? Like, we all got hearts. Feel. You know? Don't be a dick. Fucking love your neighbor. Hug your brother. Be a good friend. I love you. Talk to you next week.